Okay, so let's look at this problem. I'll copy paste it here. It's the two sum problem from that list of Google Top 50. So I'll put it inside a string here. And I hope this is Python, or is it? I think in the settings, do I need to? Okay, right now it's plain text. Okay. Yeah, right. Now it's become Python. And then these are some examples. Uh, so let's put them in a separate comment, I guess. And then we have constraints. And there is a, uh, can we come up with a algorithm with less than n square complexity? Okay. Uh, okay, great. It's begging for me to not block its ads. I think it won't let me see under underneath what's happening. Okay, now it works. So the weird thing is that we can't go to the bottom of the screen. The last line will be invisible because that's where it puts don't block the ads. Okay, preferences. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, let's read the thing. Given an array of integers and an integer target, return indexes of the two numbers such that they add up to the target. I think this is the problem you and I did a few days back, right? You may assume
Yeah,
that
yeah.
each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. Okay. And these are the things we have target. So 2 plus 7 is getting added up because of this thing. And yeah, the target is 6 and this thing. Okay, and then we have constraints. Two numbers dot length is 100. So the number of numbers that we have are between 2 to 104. Numbers themselves are between minus 109 to 109. So here the thing is that you can also have negative numbers. So which means
Yeah.
if you choose a higher positive number, then you can then you have to look for a negative number, right? So
Yes.
let's start by hard coding some stuff. So I'll take the first example itself. Okay. So we have target equal to 9 and nums equal to 2, 7, 11, 15. Uh, Yeah. So this is that. And okay. Then what we'll do is I'll make a function out of this. So def find target pieces, and I'll make these as default values in this function. I'm not sure if this will allow, oh sorry, give print fine. Okay, does this allow stuff to run?
Mm-hmm.
Download? No, it doesn't. Great. Okay, so I'll be opening Collab on my end and I'll just copy paste it there to run it. You can also open any other Python thing that you can copy paste this to.
Okay.
Actually, I think in hindsight, it would have been better had we done this on the uh, team up session, right? So, okay, so I'll continue typing. So we'll first iterate through the numbers for this in nums. So I'll make that equal to target minus this. So that is what I'm looking for, right? So
Yeah.
then I'll create a list of dats and in fact I'll make it a dictionary and dats of that. should be equal to. So I'll also keep the index around here and enumerate nums and equal to I. So what is happening here is the first, let's do it this way. The first time when I start into this loop, my this becomes equal to 2. So then it causes my that equal to 7 because now I'm looking for 7. And
Yeah.
because of that, what I end up doing is that's becomes a dictionary where I say 7 and who was looking for 7? The element at 0. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, yeah, so this is that. Then now at the second step, there will already be something there in the that's dictionary. So let's do it this way for that too in that's. So I will go through all the keys of it. So the first time that two becomes 7. Then if this if this equal to that too, then we have found it, right? So
Yeah.
then I will return that's of and who was looking for this one? That's of that too. That was the first one, and this, and sorry, I. So let me show you what it means. So the second time we come into it, this is equal to 7, and that too equal to 7. So because of that, we'll end up here, and then that's of 7 is 0 and I is 1. So it will return 0 and 1. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, fine. So then we can also use some ideas here. So they say that the length of this thing is 104. So in order to um, the length of, I think we can't do anything about the length. But the thing is, the numbers are between minus 109 to 109. Okay, so that means that if you take the sum of their limits, it comes out to be 0. Does that help
Yeah.
us in any way? Uh, so if let's say we are looking for a number like 109 and we have seen minus 3, so it would mean, okay, so this is what I mean. Uh, if we are looking for a target of 109 maximum value, then if we see minus 3, we need 112 more. This is not allowed, right?
Yep.
So, uh, because of that, if that, so we'll also take max val and min val. Max val is equal to 109, min val is equal to minus 109. So we'll say once we have calculated that, so if we'll see is if that is greater than max val, then we are just going to continue. We are not going to add this to the dictionary because there's no point. You'll never find 112 here, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. Similarly, if that is smaller than min-val, we'll also continue then. So smaller than min-val would mean that let's say if we were looking for minus 109 and we saw 3, we'd need minus 112. Can't happen, right?
Hmm.
Is that fine or no?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so that's what happens here. And if we end up here, then we are going to return none because that means we didn't find anything in the list at all. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, so now let's try and run this. To run it, I think we'll first use the default uh, things here. This is fine, and you can copy paste it to wherever you want to try and see if it works. So I'll do it in collab. Uh, okay, I'll go. This not sure if this is uh, a Google level problem or not, but when we did it last time, did you find it in a difficult section or an easy section or what?
It's the first problem in lit code. It's an easy.
Okay, okay, lots of spaces here. Yeah, so this is the it worked for the first scenario, which is 9 and this list. I think we can try it out for the second scenario. So, like the second example scenario that they say, uh, 3 to 4 and 6. So, target equal to 6, nums equal to 3 to 4. Okay. Uh,
It doesn't let me copy. Ha, code share.
what do you mean?
It doesn't allow me to copy. I can't highlight. I can't do anything.
That's strange. Okay. Can you then make an account?
Yep. One
By the way, I
second.
don't think it's working. I tried it for the second example. It's giving the same answer as the first one. It's still giving 0 and 1. Okay, so that means I glitched up someplace here. So if this equal to that too, then okay, print I this and that too. But then why? Uh, um, okay, print. Okay. So we have continued here. So not the point. So what I'll do is I'll print I comma this and I'll print uh, that too. Okay. Okay, so no indentation errors. Okay, so
Uh, it still won't allow me to copy even after creating an account. I'll just download this file and
okay,
um,
okay. 03 and 2. Um, I thought we were looking for that too. Is 2 apparently. That's the problem. So that target minus this target minus this uh, print uh, print that and that. That's two. Then why is that two? Okay, that's the problem. Target is target in this right. So print target. Oh, target is 5. Okay, it did work. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I made a mistake. I made a typo. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, so yeah, it does work. It was just for the typo. Then we have finally no, target is 6 and then nums is 3, which is obvious. Then when I do something illogical like 4, we don't see a final answer at. Okay, I guess it works. This was mostly a waste of time. Uh, okay, is there any better problem to try? Did it end up working on your end or?
Um, this editor is giving me some issues,
Yeah.
but let me try. Trying one new approach.
Let me browse around for a few more. All these have really high acceptance rates. Is Google Top 50 a basically easier version or?
You are looking for adults.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Oh wow.
so
In one
do you
Google
have
one, we have 71% acceptance. Yeah, that's the highest I've seen. How much is this? This is 50% on the dot. Okay, I got tired of looking for it. Uh, I'll just send you one which seems to have 50%. Let's see. This is your thing, right? Yeah. Okay. So, uh, yeah. So you can ignore that code share is with me. I will. I mean, I think you've already solved it, so I don't think it's very interesting for you, anyways, right? So,
yeah. I saw that.
okay. Okay, so let me, how do I start a new one? Okay, I'll just delete this whole thing. Anyways, it won't let me make too many free code shares. So you can keep looking at the same one, the same file. I'll just
Mhm.
type out, I'll just copy paste the new one. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so this is some company doing some stuff. Okay, then in the meantime, could you see if there is a setting here in CodeShare that we can change the indentation? But then I wonder if you'll be allowed to because this is technically my CodeShare that both of us are looking at. So, okay, yeah, tab
Yeah.
size. So, yeah, I can make tab size as 4. Okay, I've gone with that. You should be able to see the problem pasted now, right? So,
Yeah.
so a company has n employees where there's an ID for each guy going from 0 to n minus 1. So 0 to let's say 7 if there are 8. The head of the company is the one with the head ID. Okay, sounds like a linked list now. Each employee has one direct manager given in the manager array where manager I is the direct manager of the ith employee and manager of head ID is minus 1. Okay, so you can think of like every employee and they're holding a chit in their hands. Or no, not that way. We have like a train of managers sitting, and whichever position they sit at, they are the manager of an employee sitting at that same position in another train. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, and the guy who sits at the head ID. So notice they've used head ID throughout. They've not used like head ID could even be, let's say, five out of eight guys. So it's
Mhm.
not that the head of the company is zero. So that seat
Yeah.
is empty, and that manager of head ID is minus one, is basically right.
Yep.
Okay. So then now word wrap also doesn't work on this side. Also, it is guaranteed that the subordination relationships have a tree structure. Okay, okay. So I kind of I described as two separate trains of one where the employees were sitting and one where the
Mhm.
managers were sitting, but
Mhm.
the managers come from employees itself. So which now when I say it is obvious. So the second train, you can think of it as the original employees getting up and sitting down in a different order in the second train according to which position they are a manager of. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So, and it is guaranteed that the subordination relationships have a tree structure. So, what this means is that if your manager is there, let's say you have a manager, you are my manager, then I can't be your manager's manager. So, it's kind of the obvious relationship in a company that there is a hierarchy. You can't have loops. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah. So you fall under your manager.
Yeah, everybody obviously, yeah, you fall under your manager, but your subordinate cannot be somebody else's, your manager's manager. It can't loop around that way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think intuitively you will already assume this. So if you did, then no need to think about this more. The head of the company was to inform all the company employees of an urgent piece of news. He will inform his direct subordinates. So, okay, it might be that he is the manager of multiple people as well. So he will inform his direct subordinate and they will inform their subordinates until everybody knows. Now, the
Mhm.
ith employee needs informed time I minutes to inform all of his direct subordinates. Okay, so that means that let's say that everybody takes time to inform their people under them, and this time is
Yeah.
different. Somebody is like quick on the buzzer as soon as he gets the news, he has his email out. The some other guys take time, so this time is variable. So return the number of minutes needed to inform all the employees about the urgent news. Okay, it will start from the head. Okay, so we have input n equal to 1. What is n? N is the number of employees. Okay, yeah.
Employees.
So yeah, so head ID is 0 because there is only one employee. His manager, there is no manager. Inform time is 0 because yeah, there is no subordinate. So as soon as he gets the news, he's informed all subordinates, right? So
Yeah.
example 2 is the actual interesting one. There are 6 people. Our manager is the third dude because his ID is 2. So 2 is 0, 1, 2. Then
Mhm.
the manager relationship you can see here is completely filled with 2. So it means that it's a company where everybody reports to this guy. Is that fine?
Yep.
There is no hierarchy here. This guy is the boss and he deals with every problem, be it plumbing, be it customer support. Everybody, like he's hired people for those, but if they have a problem, they go to him directly. Okay, and these are
Yep.
the informed times. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so informed times only make sense for the managers. So since no other person is a manager, this guy
Mhm.
is the only one who has an informed time, right?
Yeah. And
And
given that it's one person, then the informed time is zero. It's way less because it's only one manager.
are you talking about example 2 or example 1?
Example two.
Okay, go ahead. Can you repeat the sentence?
I'm saying the informed time is that number because it's only one manager.
Yeah, I see. Yes. And also, it's kind of like in parallel. So, this is not that intuitive to me. It's kind of like this thing. If let's say you imagine a world where the manager goes and talks directly to everyone, then how many people he has under him, your informed time is applied those many different times. So if this guy has five under him, it will be five into one, five. But that is not the case. He's informing them in parallel, which means it's kind of like he's shouting or he's just sending an email. So it's just the time for
Mm.
him to shout or send an email.
Yeah, yeah. And given that it's zero, they would have also chosen another number because this is input. We can even say that it's five or four. For this example, they just chose to use the zero.
You mean to say because it doesn't matter, they don't have anybody under them.
Also, more than that, I'm saying that since this is an input, inform time is an input, so you can choose to pick anything. But for this particular
Yeah,
example, they are using zero.
I'm not getting your emphasis on zero. Zero is a number that's never used. So, because nobody apart from your head has anybody under them. So, even if their informed time was
Oh,
50, it will never get
yeah.
applied. So, I don't think you got the problem completely, but yeah. So,
Okay.
what you said applies to one. So, because this is an input, they could have chosen one to be something else. Maybe they could have chosen 25, and then the output just would have been 25.
Okay. Oh, got it.
Okay. So, your company has between 1 to 105 employees. Your head ID goes from 0 to how many employees are there minus 1. Manager dot length equal to n. So basically, every employee has written in a book who their manager is. Manager of I is also going to be between 0 and number of employees. This is like straightforward. There's nothing unusual or informative here. Manager of the head is always minus 1. Inform time dot length is n. So you have to give an inform time for everybody, even though they might not be manager level. Then, okay, one second. I need to make a lot of. Okay. Then, where were we? Inform time is between 0 and 1000. So those are the number of people. Then inform time I is equal to 0 if employee I has no subordinates. Okay, so that's just a
Mhm.
rule they have created that that's like a sanity check. You don't give a positive inform time to anybody who's not a manager. It is guaranteed that all employees can be informed. Okay. So, okay. So let's inform time or TTI, let's call it TTI, time to inform. We'll take the inputs, we'll copy the inputs from here. Head ID, manager relationship. Okay. Okay. And inform time. Yeah. So this is that. And I'll call it in the same way the first time around. So yeah, that's fine. Now let me think about how we want to solve this. It's basically that we need to traverse who all are we have to go from the top of the chain to
Yeah.
everybody under them, right? So the problem
Yep.
is your list gives you, okay, so we basically need to search in that manager list who are under us, the indexes of people who are under us. So what we need to do that is manager ID. We'll start with the manager ID. It will be the same as the head ID. Okay. So then we'll
Okay.
have a while true loop and we'll have to at some point decide to break out of it. Then we'll have to find for L in the manager list. So we have to find out who all are being managed by this manager. So for I, comma EL, so uh, in enumerate manager list. So we'll go through this. We'll check if EL equal to manager ID. So that will give me an idea of who is like this guy is being managed by me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay, so this okay, so it cannot be this way. So it'll have to be this way. It'll have to be a list because let's say I'm the first guy and I manage three people. Then let's say even these three people are managers. So I need to find in this list who are managed by any of these three. Do you see that?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so we have to do it this way. If L in manager IDs, so that's what I check here, manager IDs. So next manager, next manager IDs will be an empty list. So next manager IDs dot append I. So I'm going to input the index of the location
Yeah.
where yeah, this website seems to create really bad examples, as in they could have
Hmm.
created something better. So let me try and do that. So instead of this thing, uh, stupid, let me create it this way. So n equal to 6, head ID equal to 2. Then let's create the manager relationship here. So I will let me write uh, O minus 1 O O. So I just wrote O because I want to fill it out. So head has no manager. Let's call these guys. Let's say these are under the head. Is that okay?
Yep.
And this guy is going to be under this one, the first element, and these two guys are going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, under 3 and 3. Now you can see this graph has three levels. At the top is the head, then you have two sub managers, and below
Yep.
them you have pure employees.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so inform time, let's make it, let's give it some value. So zero point 0.5, zero point 0.7, I'll just give it random values. I don't know. 1.122. So now, according to the rule that they have set, I need to make the inform times of pure employees as pure as 0. So it becomes this way. So in this thing, you can see the number of managers that are there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So okay, so back to this thing. So I am at one level. I start with just my head ID as the managers. I want to create a list of who are the next managers. So I go through all the managers. I see which of them are going to be managed by me. So for example, I go to the first element. I find that its manager is one, but I am two, so I ignore it. I go to the
Yep.
second element. I find its manager is 2 and 2 is
Mm.
actually currently in manager IDs. So I append
Yep.
this to next manager IDs dot I. Okay, then I again continue. I come to myself, I ignore that. Then I go to the next one, again it is 2. So at this point, by the time this ends, you will have that next manager IDs will be 2 comma 2. Sorry, not 2 comma 2. It will be 0, 1, 2.
One.
It will be 0, 1 and 3, not just 1,
Yep.
1 and 3. Okay, so at this point, I check if next manager. Okay, so let me ignore that thing for now. At this point of time, I should also start considering time taken. So it starts with 0. As soon as I enter the loop, I add to it the time taken by this manager. So Uh, so again, this is a problem here. Do I add, like if there are three managers, like if there are two managers under me, do I take the maximum of their time or do I take the sum of their time? Are you getting the question?
Yeah, I'm getting the question. Um, I think you can get the sum. So, um, where you're looking for the managers, each time you find one, you add the inform time.
Okay. So I will take two steps here. So I will do, I'll add to it the sum of inform time of these dudes, uh, M for M in manager IDs. So what I'm doing here is I'm going through all the managers in the current set of managers. I'm taking their informed times in this list. I'm summing it together. That becomes one informed that adds to the time taken. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, an alternate strategy is to take the max, which means that like if everybody is kind of working in parallel, let's say you and I are two sub managers. So while you're doing my job, while you're doing the informing, I can also do the informing. So the time taken is just the maximum of you and I, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. So now, it could be a little more complicated here as well. So let's say that I am very slow in informing people. Let's say I write out an email while you are sitting with your employees and you just get up from your seat and shout it out. Okay. So
Mhm.
at this point, I am slower. But let's say all of my employees are then very fast, but your employees are slower in informing the next group of people, right? So in that
Yeah,
case, just taking my time as the maximum time probably is not the full story, because even your employees, they will then slow you down, slow your train of communication down, but my employees might be faster.
yeah, yeah. So
So
if
it's a
they
little
are,
hairy. Yeah.
yeah, true.
Okay. So at the end of, you were saying something.
No, no, no.
Okay, so at the end of this thing, we set up manager IDs to next manager IDs so that we can loop around. And if next manager IDs is empty, if not, let's do it this way. If not len max manager IDs, then it's time to break out, and we'll just uh, return the time taken. Okay, so this is TTI. Let's copy paste it someplace. Uh, you can even try refreshing this page to see if that helps you copy it.
Mhm. Um, I think it's restricting me because it's okay. I think I can copy now.
Great. Inconsistent use of tabs and spaces. Okay. Does this website also give, have you ever done problems on lead code? Does it give any, what do you say, test cases?
Mm, for the problems I have
Case one.
done, no.
Okay, it's the same text case they
They,
gave in that example.
yeah, they have test cases. They have test cases. There you just have to create your function and the inputs, all of that, they provide that.
Okay, so you can see here, time is the max time a leaf node needs to be informed. So it is not just the sum. So yeah, we need to take it in that sense, that what is the max time. And at that point, we also need to consider this thing, that if I am slower than you, it doesn't mean that I will be the limiting time. If my employees are faster than yours, it might be that my thread of communication might end up being faster. Okay, so that means we need to maintain time taken for all threads of communication thus far. So let's take their hint for it. So I'm going to make time taken a list of none for L in manager. So I will go through all the employees and I will just take time taken as none for that. So when I arrive at a node, so at this point, uh, okay, so when I enter into the loop, I'll assume that I have already informed my underlings. So I will say that in time taken, I added, uh, okay, okay. So I will time taken of, okay, let's make it, instead of this thing, let's make it 0, because in the starting, nobody has taken any time. Then for M in manager IDs, time taken of M is equal to time taken of M plus informed time of M. So at this point, like let's say if two managers are at this level, so whatever was the time taken to get to them, I will add to it the time that they take. Is that okay?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Then, when going to their subordinates, I will
Mm-hmm.
start off the time taken for the subordinates with the time taken to
For
get
the
till
managers.
me. Yeah. So, yeah, for if L in manager IDs will also need to be changed here. So, manager IDs dot index M. Does this work? Index EL. No, it does not work because the same guy can have many manager items. Okay, hold on. Instead, I will add EL in manager IDs. So, okay, for M in manager IDs, so I will go through that. If, uh, if EL equal to M, then next manager ID dot append I, and time taken for I is going to be initialized by time taken to get till n. Okay, this will be that. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, again it will cry for uh, tabs and spaces. Uh, okay, so finally it becomes 11111 because that is the time that it took. This site has horrible test cases. Okay, how do I in lead code? Okay, I can change the, okay, icon, uh, and okay, what is auto? Oh, auto is auto complete. Test result is this thing. Submit, run. You need to log in, sign up to run. You need to log in, sign up to submit. This repo seems like an advertisement for lead code now that its job is to just drive people to this website. Anyways, this was what it was. Uh, let me, the example that I made here, can we work out by hand how much time it will take for that? Do you want to try working this out by hand so that you can be sure that you got it?
Yep.
No?
I can't
Okay.
type anything here, so I would have to.
Uh, oh, okay.
Hello.
Oh, I think collaboration is only allowed when, yeah. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. Give me a second.
Okay.
Share. I'll send you the collab copy of this thing so that you can copy paste from that directly. Okay, copy link. Done. Uh, where are you? You are here. This should be the one that allows you to. Okay. Add one, you guys. Okay. Now, one, yeah. Turn max of time taken. Yeah, this example it is working out for me. The one that I just wrote in a hurry, but yeah.